Hi everyone, we're here from the Glenlachlan Estate College of Arms and we're going to review the XION Protective Gear D30 Long Sleeve Stunt Jacket and its application specifically for what we do.
Which is a traditional European martial arts. So before we go anywhere, we'll just do a brief overview of the actual jacket itself and the D30 technology it's got hidden inside. It's these little orange cells which are placed all over the jacket there. They're pretty cool. There's reviews online, so you can check them out. They're basically flexible and a bit soft until they get hit by some blunt kind of object, and once that happens, then they go hard and protect you. You still feel the impact underneath you, but it's not like you've been hit by the actual object itself. So the stunt jacket, obviously designed for stunt work, we saw it and we thought, wow, we could use this for our European martial arts, which includes all sorts of weapon stuff. So we've got our long sword and our short sword, we've got cane, and then we've got our simulator weapons, which are made of kydex. So we'll show you 3 of those today just to get an idea of how it works. For movement stuff, this is fantastic. When you go out to fight, you want to know that your movement potential is not restricted, and all forces that you're going to need to call upon at any moment, you can call upon there and then. And you can see that Marcus has got quite a bit of motion there, full freedom. The other important thing is that you don't have to fight to start moving. And again, watch this, it just kind of bang, goes. You can see things like if Marcus throws a punch toward me, bang, we've got full freedom. I can throw him into any kind of locks that we want to get him into. We've got that capacity right there. This is fantastic stuff. Okay. The second thing is how light it is. I mean, this is brilliant. It's not heavy at all.
It's nominal. Very nominal.
It's good. And the third thing that we want to think about is protection. Obviously, we want protection. So wherever you're going to get hit, wherever it is that you're going to get some kind of a strike, you want to know that you're protected. We've got primary protection over and above and below joints, okay? On the forearms, where we've got lots of bone, that's just all being exposed, especially if you've got an object coming in to hit you like this. We want that protected. We've got some breast protection here, great for any kind of objects that come in with a strike or a thrust of some sort. And then the beautiful one, look at this. Whoa, look at the back. Isn't that beautiful? All the way around the back there. Now that's just D30. That whole section is this fantastic stuff that will absorb the shock of blunt trauma. Fantastic. The next thing that you'll note is that it's made of this elastic material. It does provide some level of compressive protection for the body, okay, like a compression garment. It's like a light compression garment. I think this is only going to benefit you for recovery and for full movement. And I think this is an excellent thing for people who have orthostatic intolerance or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS, who need some kind of compressive garments, especially through the body, to get that blood pumping back to the heart so they can enjoy land-based activity like what we do. Why should they be kept from the fun? Next thing we're going to do is have a look at some stuff we can do with different weapons. So I'll grab a cane and I'll whack Marcus a little bit. So here we are, we've got a cane. Okay, we're going to use this cane to do some, I'll just do a couple of strikes on Marcus so you can get a feel for what it does. That's pretty cool. We can strike the shoulder. Okay, that's a slow one. We can come from the shoulder. Whoop, there we go. It's bouncing off. Sliding through as we come. That's pretty cool.
From my end, when the impact comes in, you feel the sharp point of impact as you would with any blunt weapon, but then it just literally feels like you're hit with, I guess, a cane, but it's wrapped in a pillow. Because you get that sharp and then all the force just disappears. So you register the fact that you've been struck, which is very handy for what you're doing, especially because rule 1 is don't get hit, so you registered that you missed rule 1. But the force itself is enough that it triggers in your head, but not enough to stagger you. I mean, it's good.
Nice. All right, well, let's have a look at something a bit more threatening. Here we go. We're using that kydex blade here. Okay, it's a simulated weapon of a longsword. Let's see what that can do. Okay, now we can hit the chest, around. Now, if Marcus pivots round, oh look, there's a back. Watch this. Okay, here we are striking him on the back. He exhales still, that's a training technique. But that's fantastic. Right across the spine and the ribs. Let's try it again. Ready? We're coming from here. Let's say it's an overhead with a draw. Okay. That's beautiful.
I can't say I've enjoyed being hit in the back as much as just there. That was normally, especially whether it's a competition sense or whether it's a training sense, with some of the other stuff we've looked at, the Kevlar silk weave stuff, you get that restriction. But here, because as soon as I get the impact, I let that energy out of me. It's a sharp, but then it's not noticeable at all. It's fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful. So that was a bit of a threat. Now let's look at the real thing. Here's a steel weapon. It's not sharp, okay? It's a blunted blade, so I'm not going to slice his arm off. This is a bit safer. With this one, I'm going to take it easy, and then I'm going to let Marcus whack himself in the forearm with it. I think it's the safest thing to do because we're not geared up with our armour and our hand protection, and we don't want to do any damage. But I will show you what you can do. I'll do a bit of a thrust against his chest, and then I'll give him a bit of a cut against the back, and then he can have at it at his own forearm. Okay, like I said, we won't go full speed today, but you can imagine that if that was like just on cloth, there's a bit of speed there, and it would hurt.
Yep, easy.
Easy. Let's do the back. Okay. And again. Okay. Let's recover. Have a go at your forearm.
Can I reach my own?
Can you reach? There we go. Marcus, how'd it feel when you were...
Look, getting hit by steel obviously registers a lot more than the other weapons that were being used. The impact was stronger, but the dissipation of force was fantastic. Movement-wise, I think it really feels like it's a second skin. And that was, I think, was a deliberate product brief from Xion, and I think it's fantastic.
All right, so after a sort of 2 or 3 minute bout, maybe 5, I'm not sure. Normally I just can hardly walk, can't breathe. This is allowing a lot more movement than my usual armour. Because of that, I feel a lot more able to go again if I had to. If I had to have another fight now, I could go. And even though I got a few hits side, there's a few really good thrusts to the arms. I don't feel anything at all. Normally, sort of tingling a little bit from all the bruises that are about to happen. So I'm feeling very good and yeah, ready to go again.
Huge difference that we get fighting in this stuff versus fighting in some of the older gear that we had is the mid-core flexibility from the articulated plates. And we've got the ability to flex out like that, get the body into a curved position, which the body can sustain biomechanically, but the armour has to be able to cooperate with. Here we've still got all of the additional protection, but the protective equipment will flex. It makes a huge difference when you're fighting with single sword because you need to be able to get around, counter-attack, come in, without moving the entire body as much as possible. So you're fighting basically from the waist up when you can. It's a shorter distance, much quicker movement. You're aiming for arms, shoulders, rather than going straight through for the head and body. So you need to be able to react quicker to change directions. We find a big difference with that.
The compression, I think we could do with a bit more, just bring it up a bit, but it is adequate for what it does. I think if it just tweaked up a little bit, that'd be even better.
One of the things that I think would be awesome to see as an addition to this product would be a larger breastplate of some kind across the front. I think that'd be really helpful. And another great thing would be to have the strap, the girdle across here, perhaps affixing a bit further round or something, just because a blade has a tendency of getting underneath the Velcro and can do things like this. So these are two ways that this, I think, could be really improved, along with the increased compression that Marcus was talking about before.
Yeah. But all in all, we are absolutely phenomenally happy with the product. The students love it. We've had it be used in competition, in the national competition and in state competition here, and every single person who has worn this, who has wielded a weapon, who has fought with intent, absolutely loves it.
Yeah. Good work, Simon.
Yep.
Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.